I think I'm going to get away with this. Maybe. We'll see. So, I'm going to try to stuff this wire up underneath here. That'll work. And we'll work on this end right here. So now I've got to tell this stupid camera thing to focus. Give me just a second. Focus, buddy. Focus right. Ooh, right there. Thank you. Yeah, I did. That pizza was good, man, for sure. Appreciate you, Six Pack. Thanks for suggesting it, for sure. It was definitely appreciated, for sure. So I'm gonna zoom in just a smidge real quick on here. I think that'll work. Did you see your video? You're getting famous there. All right, cool. Old Six Pack is the proud owner of that Suburban we posted a video of yesterday, I believe. So yeah, it was good. I actually had a fella stop me at the airport and say, yeah, there was two different ones. I forgot what the heck the name is to the other one. It's like some other name. And they were like, yeah, it's either this one or this one. When I was talking to Tom over out of Chicago, a lot of guys will know Tom. He's built some antennas. But he said that was his second favorite. And then the guy at the airport was like, yeah, you made a good decision. You got this one instead of that one. So, I don't know. I'd have to look back at the name. You tell me what the right name is. But yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks, man. It was enjoyable. I liked it. I had my first taste in my entire life of some Chicago deep dish pizza. I didn't really announce it, take any pictures, do any videos. I'm not much of like a social media guy that's like, hey, check out my personal life. It's more along the lines of, hey, check out this key down or check out this event and let's see what's going on here. Like, that's really what I do. I don't really do real life videos and stuff like that. I do technical and educational videos. So I do hope you enjoy this stuff, guys. It's absolutely appreciated when you guys hop in here and check these videos out. We're working on some 7/8 hardline right now. I'm just now getting over my TikTok getting mad at me for, I mean, it's reasonable. I did something wrong. I didn't realize it. I was telling people on Facebook and everything, hey, man, heck yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man, for sure. Appreciate you, Adam. Let me go over here and pull this screen up, though, so I can fix this. There we go. Heck yeah, that's great to hear, man, for sure. Thanks, Adam. Place Giordano's deep dish pizza. It was good, man, for sure. I liked it. So yeah, it was. I had a beef and feta cheese pizza. So I don't know. I've had this weird obsession with feta cheese ever since I went to a place called Your Pie around here. There's a couple chain. It's a chain restaurant, and I had a really, really good feta cheese pizza, and I liked it. I don't know. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was good. I brought some to the house. Oh, I was gonna bring some to the house, but the wife's like, "No, it'll be too long on the plane." Blah 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 blah. So I never did. So whatever. I think did I finish it before I got on the airplane? Yeah, I finished it. I finished it before I got on the airplane. The next morning though, I had it cold, but that's all right. Cold pizza is good to go for sure. All right, so Facebook land, YouTube land. X over there. Let me hop up and pull this down real quick so I can see what's going on there. There we go. All right. What's up, Butch? What's up, Laying Around? What's up, Greg? What's up, Sizzle Man? What's up? Jeez, man, there's too many of you guys hopping in. So, thank you. Appreciate you guys enjoying whatever you're seeing on here. Hope you guys are liking this video. This is a piece of 7/8 hardline. This is the type of coax cable. Unfortunately on TikTok, you guys don't see my little face cam that's up here in this corner over here. But it is what it is. thanks for liking the live. Appreciate you there, Six Pack. Hope you guys are having a good evening. I think you're at about nothing much on TikTok. I think we got like 300 something on TikTok, but I think you're at like 12 or 13,000 over there on Facebook. There, Six Pack. We'll see if you get to the 600,000 that the other guys got, 55 and with that wagon and 955 racing. Hey, thanks Knockout. Appreciate you liking the stream, man, or liking the live, man. Appreciate you. This thing says stream on here, but I don't consider this a stream. I consider this a live video, so I don't know. The stream is like when you're gaming and stuff. So bad thing is I find myself saying them interchangeably. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually working these O-rings right here, making sure everything's prepped on that and all ready. From there, we've got an O-ring here, an O-ring here, an O-ring here, and then another O-ring on the exterior here. So I've got to cut back the body of this connector and then go ahead and get to work. I think it's 25 mils is what it calls for. I could definitely cut down from 25 mils, but I ain't got time. Heck yeah, man! That's the whole point, man. That's why I asked. That's why I asked you. We'll talk. I don't know. Maybe in North Carolina, we'll see about possibly getting another one out there with an AC Suburban. I'll see who lets me, and we'll go from there. Now, I'm not gonna make somebody do it by any means. It's just basically whoever's willing, and like the whole goal is to kind of make this stuff interesting for people. So maybe you guys will get to see an AC Suburban in North Carolina. I think that's the next one I'm going to go to. Cleveland is, I think it's this weekend. Yeah, Cleveland's this weekend. And so is, what's Portland this weekend too? Or next weekend? Or last weekend? I don't know. There was Cleveland and Portland. I posted them up. Hope you guys seen it. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, so I apologize. 25 mil. Let's go ahead and measure this booger off. So if anybody's got any questions about Suburbans or key downs or stuff like that, y'all feel free to ask. It don't hurt my feelings at all. If you guys would like to check out the new video, feel free to check it out. It's on my page. It shows the inner workings of a key down Suburban. The next event I'm going to be at is in North Carolina, Jonesville, North Carolina. That's where I'll be. I'm going to do a mark on this real quick. Give me a second. I'll grab some parts. I haven't been doing this lately, so I'm going to do it again and let you guys see it. What? It didn't frame up. What's going on here? There we go. What's up, guys? Sorry, I'm messing around with YouTube and Facebook guys right now. So I have a little handy little face cam, and it's pretty cool because I can kind of, whenever I'm working, you see me kind of working with my hands and doing all kinds of stuff. So whenever, yeah, I appreciate you, man. Was that a pop? You mean oops? No, it wasn't an oops. You paid for a an elbow, but what I went ahead and did was I sent you what you paid for, and then I also kind of updated your order on the fly. Whenever we were building your coax the other day, I asked you if you wanted the elbow connectors rather than the elbow adapter. So the elbow adapter you've already paid for, and those elbow connectors you paid for anyway too, Adam. So it's just an extra piece that's yours. You own it. Whether you use it or not is up to you. But there's no additional cost on those other elbows that you swapped over to when I swapped you from an elbow to a straight. No, technically there's nothing listed on my website and nobody would ever know, but I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to charge more for something just because somebody else doesn't know about it. So it's the same cost. My connectors on all 7/8 wire, unless it's a super unique connector like some of my brass UHF connectors, then they're only 20 bucks. So as long as I can keep that price up, as long as I have stock from where I purchased it previously, I will continue to honor that price, just to try to kind of keep the savings going on to you guys. I don't know, it's just my thing. I'm not that, like, all my, now these are a lot more expensive for sure, but like these right here, these connectors are $30, and they'll be $30 until I run out. So, Portland and Fredericksburg, yeah, Portland and Fredericksburg was last weekend, thank you. Cleveland is this weekend, that's what it was. Jonesville, yeah. I actually haven't got my hotel room for Jonesville. I need to go ahead and do that. But I'm going to get my hotel room for Jonesville. I'll just drive up. I've actually got to go up maybe and pick up some stuff if it's still around. Had a fella had some stuff. Hey, Angelo, thanks for liking the live. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I will be, but yeah, I'll be in Jonesville. That will be another fun event. We should be able to enjoy ourselves. If you guys get an opportunity, it is the blue flyer on my page. Feel free to check it out and try to come see me at the event. I will be giving away hats and shirts again. It is not a flight, so I might be nice and bring more than just the 2 and 2. I think I brought 2 or 3 shirts and two hats. I think is what I brought on the flights, just because. I mean, I can only fit so much stuff on a carry-on, guys. It's like, it's wild. I kind of cheat the rules a little bit. So I get a carry-on and I get a personal item. And my personal item is a freaking backpack this big by that tall and weighs like 30-something pounds. And then my daggum carry-on was probably 35 or almost 40 pounds. So I was already above the rules. But I upgraded my ticket so they didn't give me crap about it. So I gave them some extra money. I don't know. That's my way of saying sorry for bringing all my crap. I actually got 2 bags, and technically, no, to be honest, I actually get 2, because I upgraded my ticket, I get 2 bags checked for free, so I could have brought 2 additional bags, but that crap just drives me nuts. I don't like bringing bags. I like having everything with me and don't have to put anything underneath the plane or having to go to a daggum roundabout and wait for my crap to get there. That stuff pisses me off. Now, I did buy a canopy in Chicago and decided to get my canopy and my chair. My canopy and my umbrella, and then my chair and my cooler as 2 different check bags. So that was fun. You guys, let me know if the live is messing up. I think I saw it glitch up for just a second. I don't know if it was just me or what. Yeah, just let me know. No problem. Appreciate you, Adam, man. Hope you enjoy it, man. Glad to hear the good news already. That it's working. So I have to be super careful right here. This is where I can cut myself. Don't be stupid. So I wonder if I got my gloves over here. I might have my yeah. I got my. They're not quite the fancy gloves, but they look kind of like them. So I like to call them my fancy gloves. Appreciate you, Mike. Thanks for liking the live. Appreciate you, man. Oi. All right, so I'm gonna zoom. What do you guys think? You want me to zoom in some more so you guys can see better? I think the cameras are about the same on both, so I could. Yeah. Let me do this. TikTok looks a little bit white and fuzzy, so I think there is a little bit of junk on my screen. So I'm going to take and scrub you guys with a bright orange light. So forgive me for a second while I shake the camera around and make sure you guys are nice and clean, because otherwise you guys will get mad at me for sending you a blurry picture. Does that look better? I don't know. Might look the same. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that looks better. So I think I'm going to pull this down a little bit lower. I'm going to zoom in real close on this connector. You guys won't be able to see my ugly mug coming in the picture too much, so it's just part of it. And let's zoom in over here on this one. Yeah, something like that. Ooh. I appreciate you, Aaron. Thanks for liking that. I was just at the depot by your shop. I didn't know you was up. Yeah, my RF supply is different than that shop, so don't get super confused. So no, my RF supply is completely different. So I have 2 companies. I don't really tell much people on TikTok about my other company, just because I keep my company separate. Not that it matters. If you guys know, then you guys know, but it's not something that I do publicly and announce. Because one, I don't want to ever say that one business created the other business. I want to have each business to make its own self to some degree. Now, of course, people who know my name, I mean, it just is what it is. It's going to be me. Sorry, I got to get this little thing to connect back in. Come on, buddy. You can do it. What are you doing, buddy? You can do it. There we go. Sorry, had to fix the face cam. But yeah, like I said, it's two separate businesses, but I do appreciate you, regardless of whichever business that I own that you support. Thank you very much. I'm partners at the other business. This business I own outright. It is my business solely. So, sorry, I'm just kind of quirky about it because right now I'm in the process of trying to connect some stuff, and it's kind of hard. So it'll probably be another little while before I kind of put that stuff together, to be honest. What's up, 111 Needle Bender? Appreciate you, man. Let's put my gloves on, not be stupid. I about did that. That's what I got myself last time, putting the that spring on. It lit me up. Not really, it just sliced my hand. Where'd it get me? My thumb right there at the base of my thumb. Took me a second. It got me on both corners of my thumb. Appreciate you, Anthony. Appreciate you liking the stream. Toe man, thanks for following, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, 804? Appreciate you, man. Okay, threw me off for a second there. This actually goes, this piece right here goes right there. It don't go in there. So it'll throw you off whenever I have it sitting over there. Like, whoa, you forgot an O-ring. No, I didn't. I have a knife just like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is just a hawk bill. You can use it for drywall and stuff like that, but it works out really handy for stuff like this. You guys will recognize a lot of the tools I use. This right here, just your regular old pipe cutter right here. I've got another hawk bill sitting over here. I've also got just a regular set. This you can get at O'Reilly, I think. It's just a regular needle nose and pliers set. The reason I get it is just because the jaw size, I use this one. I got a bunch of different pliers. This pick right here, this is just a Stanley pick. You can get it from pretty much any, I guess Walmart at this point now. This right here, snap-on pliers. You could use some other pliers as long as they got a similar tooth. Doesn't really matter. Another pipe cutter modified just to cut a flat, to run it around a flatted edge. Scissors you can get from Walmart. This right here is Husky. You can get it from Home Depot. So a lot of this stuff I'm using is just normal tools that you can do this job with. Now I have about I think a $280 and about a $360 tool that you can buy to do this job all at once. But the problem is you guys can't do that. I'm going to sell you a connector. I'm going to sell you a harness or something like that, and then I'm going to tell you to buy a $300-400 connector, $300 or $400 tool just to put it on. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. So it's not something I'm going to be doing. Forcing you guys to do that stuff. Let me turn that back over here real quick. I am making some what's called 7/8 hardline. So if you want to get a picture of it, this is what it looks like on the inside right here. So it's got a a hollow tube in the middle and a corrugated tube on the exterior, separated by a dielectric. This is foam polyethylene right here. Wire looks kind of like this right here with the jacket on it. It looks exactly like that. That's actually what it is. All right, so let me get back in the shot real quick. Sorry. It's when I'm zoomed in like this, it's kind of easy to fall out of frame if I don't watch what I'm doing. So that one's in frame, this one's in frame, we're good to go. Let's put this end on. So what I have to do from here is create a flange around this edge. Is this for your tower or customers? This is going to Hawaii. That's where this one's going. What's up, man? Appreciate you, Ryan. So this particular harness is going to Hawaii. I've got another one that's staying real close, but I've had about a nightmare with some connectors. I deal with a company. One of my companies that I deal with one of my suppliers is out of Israel, and they're just a pain in the neck to get stuff from right now. And obviously there's crap going on there. We're not getting political or nothing, but it sucks. So as of now, I have got like 4 or 5 orders that I'm behind on because of that. But luckily, I am a pack rat, and I am the one who stashes stuff. So I've got 1, 2, and then a third split feeds that I found just sitting around my shop and that I needed. I am still missing 2 split feeds to complete my whole order. They're already on the way. We'll see when they arrive. I don't know. But yeah. This at HF can handle about 15,000 average. 24/7, 365 days a year, with no breaks. It's also got very low attenuation, so there's other good properties about it too. But this is 7/8 hardlines, what this is. Alright, you guys on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that got any questions, feel free to ask. I know we got a bunch of guys on TikTok and on YouTube land checking this stuff out. So, like I said, I'm working on some 7/8 hardline. If you guys haven't checked out the key down video and you'd like to see something about a key down Suburban, feel free to check that out. The next event is in Jonesville, North Carolina. It's also on my page. Feel free to check that out. But we're working right now on some 7/8 hardline. Like I said, it'll cut the piss out of you if you don't be careful. So this is why I'm wearing my... They kind of look like the slap you in the face gloves, but they're just some goat skin gloves is all they are. They look like the 1920s fancy gloves. I wonder what kind of material they were. Alright, so what I have to do here is I have to make this flange and make this contact. So if I made the flange good enough, this will thread on. If I didn't, I'm gonna have to run the flange down a little bit. So you guys will see that in just a moment, whether or not I need to modify this. I've had some really good luck the first couple ones of these, and then afterward it just seemed like I had to be a little easier with my flange, because the flange is very important for getting a really tight connection, but at the same time, if you're a little too aggressive, there we go, what ends up happening is the flange will get caught up in the base of this, and this is a pretty heavy thread pitch the way they do this, so it only takes a couple threads to get this thing lined up and tightened up. But also, those same few threads, you can strip it out in. So you got to be careful. I've got 2 thumb wrenches that I've got to find. I think I put them away because I thought I was going to be stuck and not be able to do 7/8 for a while. There's 1 and there's 2. So could I get the exact wrench for the job? Absolutely I could, but that's kind of defeating the purpose. We're building some 7/8 hardline. It's the type of coax cable, HDJSJD. We're building some coax right here. That's what we're doing. So this coax is commonly used in telecom. It's commonly used in broadcast. It's also used in military applications too. But it is just a very low attenuation, so it has very low power loss over a long given length, and higher power handling cable for like lower HF stuff. This could be used for microwave. It can be used all the way up into about 2 gig or 3 gig. I think is what the new classification of the C cable is. I would generally put a, I mean, there's a bunch of different connectors you can use for microwave. But yeah, this could easily be used for that. Anything RF though is what it's going to be used for. What this customer uses it for doesn't matter to me. They're purchasing it from me. They can use it however they want. So I built a connector to fit their specifications. This cable right here is the highest power handling cable that you can run at any frequency, doesn't matter what it is. So whatever power the cable can handle at the frequency that it's running at is what this connector specifically can handle. So if I went down to this connector right here, which is the female version of an LC connector right here, If I went down to an LC, I would lose power handling on this cable because the center conductor would get smaller. If I went down even smaller to a 7/16 DIN connector, if you look at the center conductor itself, let me grab one real quick. If you look at the center conductor itself, if I can find one that's not squished. So that's full-size center conductor. You look at that center conductor versus this center conductor, there's a much larger difference between the two. So that's in the wrong shot for Facebook almost. And then let's move over here a little bit for TikTok. So let me see. I think with TikTok, I need to scoot. Yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. Both of you guys can see it's just a little bit off. So the center conductor is much smaller here. And then if I go all the way down to what's called a UHF connector or an N connector, then the center conductor is significantly smaller. Like the whole body of the Coax connector is about smaller than the wire. So connector's your choice. I'll build it however you like. I am a supply company, so I supply the cable or the ends, whoever wants it. Hey, from Russia. Hope you're doing well. So this is 7/8 hardline, so it is along the same size as LMR 900 or slightly bigger, I guess it would be along that case. LMR 900 is like 0.90 on the exterior. This is 7/8 hardline, so it's going to be larger than that. So that's what it looks like right here. I'm going to grab one more cable and I'll show you guys another cable to compare this to because I've got to do the cable anyway. So let me grab it and let you guys see what it looks like. So we're going to do what's called 1/2 inch flex next. TikTok, you can't hear me. I'm going to yell over there. Facebook guys might get mad at me. But I'm going to do some 1/2 inch flex. Give me just 1 second and pull it out. I don't know what I did Monday, but I pulled something and it sucked. Luckily today, I am in good shape. But man, that was a terrible experience. I feel for anybody who's got back issues. Like, anybody who's got problems, like, oh, I don't wish that crap on nobody. Back pain sucks. So, let's grab this cable real quick and let's show you guys what we're dealing with. I do have to grab a connector, but I'm going to throw this stuff up on the bench. We'll zoom out on the shot and let you guys see what's going on. So, zoom out on Facebook right here. Zoom out on TikTok right here. And let's just throw this thing up on the bench like we don't care about it. Not really for any other reason other than let you guys see what's going on. Let me pull this off real quick so you guys can see the ends, because otherwise you can't see nothing. I gotta get it all prepared for your vision. Not really, but still. There we go. Bam. So this is the next one right here we're going to be working on. This is 1/2 inch flex. So this is another style cable. Full nail. Right there. These two right here will be fine. So I've got a lot to do, but you guys seem interested in cable, so I'm going to show you guys some more cable. All right, so let's move this big fatty cable out the way. So we'll let you see how it's done. This is a completed harness, so it looks like this. You got a split feed on the end right here. This allows you to connect to a bolted connection. This right here is some RF mitigation right here. And this is the other end that goes into something like this. So if you were to try to taper it down, I've got some equipment here. So that'll taper it down to your traditional bird line section right here. Something like that. So you see the little bird meter right here, and it'll set up like that. Also, I have adapters to taper it up to your larger bird connectors. Right here, I have an adapter to adapt it up to this. This is an 1 5/8 line section. So that's, I don't have an adapter. I think I have one adapter, but I can also adapt it up to 3 1/8 inch line section. So I got some goodies. let me put this completed harness away. It's got to get shipped. It's going to Hawaii, like I said. And let's get started on this next one. So I'm going to snatch an end down real quick and let you guys see what's going on. And we'll have some fun checking this stuff out. So let's zoom real quick and get you guys in a good angle. I'll try to zoom into the same spot on both cameras. Zoom right there. That should be pretty good. Pretty centered on the shot. Now, let's zoom on here. That should be close to centered, not quite. Bumper over that way. All right, we centered on both. I'll try my best to keep myself framed the right spot. Yes, I can adapt hardline down to a UHF connection. I do it very often. So yes, I can definitely do that. So, hope you guys are liking it. If you guys enjoy this stuff, feel free to like the stream before you go. Just simply so you can maybe see some more cool stuff like this. Hopefully you find it cool, that is. If you don't, thanks for watching anyway. Some guys are probably like, what the heck is this? Like, what is he doing? If you guys don't know and you'd like to know, feel free to ask. Like I said, I do this stuff all the time. This is a coax cable. It's commonly used in telecom and broadcast. So, yeah, if you want to know what it is, then feel free to ask. It does not hurt my feeling to answer it. Do I use JMA or SMA? Which one are you asking about specifically? If you're asking about SMA, then the answer is going to be yes. So this is the SMA connector right here. Now JMA, I'm not sure if I've ever used. Officer on duty. See, I'd like to know. Hey, D-Man, thanks for following, man. I appreciate you. Copy. You do sub-maintenance on AT&T. We use a lot to elliptical wave line. What's a resource you recommend? I am a supply company, so I can supply elliptical wave guide to anybody. It's not something I rebuild myself. I could offer it if somebody wanted me to. That is an option. Paying the rear to install in the field. Yeah, I know, right? Every cable is. But that's why I do these videos for you guys. Hopefully I didn't get kicked off my live. Okay, no, we're good. It freaked me out for a second there. I thought my live just freezed up. So, what was your questions? Let me see if I can hop in and say that. How many watts can it handle? We already answered that. What am I making? Answered that. All pan in the rear, got that. Sub-maintenance, got that. To learn from? Oh, yeah, I mean, stuff like that I'd be doing. Let me know if my TikTok is froze. I don't know if it's messed up on my end or what. So let me just get off of that. Go back to my For You. Go here. View my profile. Click the live. Now, I'm having to do something weird on the live over here to be able to see you guys. So this is what I'm doing right here. All right, we're good. That's not. All right, cool. Thanks. Appreciate you letting me know. It's good. All right, let's get to work. So I got to go ahead and cut this back. It's 28 millimeter cut. I may, if I get enough orders for a waveguide, I will do it. But it's just not a market that I've offered yet. It's stuff that I can do. I have equipment to be able to read up there. I can go up to 3 gigahertz here. I can go to 4 gigahertz with those. That's my test equipment I have over there. So there's not really much I can't go to. Maybe at some point in time I'll go up to 5 plus. But you start getting into test equipment, it's about $140,000 to kind of get into some of that stuff. But yeah, this is waveguide will be very similar to what this is. It's just going to be a hollow center conductor, so it's a little bit more similar to like your air core dielectrics. But like I said, the concept's still going to be the same. The same tooling, the same equipment can be used for the same purposes. A lot of guys, they'll tell you you can use a hacksaw. Do not use a hacksaw on any of this stuff. It's just not. It's not the way to go. All right, back to work. Let's get my razor blade over here. I already made my mark, did I? Or no? Yeah, I did. It's over here. So hopefully you guys enjoy me answering questions and things like that, because I enjoy answering them. So those questions are always appreciated. I like guys getting interested in stuff like this. This is right up my alley. So let me know if the folk looks like, dang, you can see every hair on my arm on Facebook over there. Officer on duty, like I said, you want to ask any more questions, feel free to ask. I am willing to answer. 152, thanks for liking the live. Appreciate you, man. TikTok's got me busy over here, so I can't pay attention too well, you guys. Good evening. Copy you're new here, Hosea. I am working on some Coax is what this is. This is currently right here, some 1/2-inch flex. You missed out on the 7/8 hardline. It was a bit bigger than 1/2-inch flex. You can see the size difference between the two. I also do work on some 1 5/8. It's a bit bigger than that. And then I work all the way down to some RG400 and things like that. This is an RG400 cable. It looks like this. That's the physical size of it. It's also flexible, and it's a PTFE. It's a fluoropolymer. Let's get back to work. What's it going to be? This is going to turn into a connector-based coaxial cable. So what it's going to do is it's going to transfer RF signal from point A to point B. It can be used, like I said, in broadcast. It can be used in telecom. Telecom would be like cell phones, transferring your phone's data back and forth. They use these commonly for short jumpers up at the top of the towers. They used to use them, this cable right here specifically, to run from the bottom of the tower to the top. But now they run fiber all the way to the top, and then they run a very short coax run at the very top. Broadcast, they'll be using your AM/FM radio stations that powers them. A lot of this coax. This would be on like an LPFM station or something like that. So it'd be like a low power, small local station and stuff like that. The bigger stations will run stuff like this right here, your 1 5/8. And then the medium duty stuff will run stuff like this, or maybe some 1/2-inch hardline, maybe a little bit bigger, like this cable right here, slightly larger than this, but something like that. So I gotta find my cutters. So 1, 2, let's just do it right here, right on the edge of this ridge. We're good to go. So the reason I don't use hacksaw or anything like that is simply because it makes a lot of shavings in here. And what you're trying to do when you're building coax is you're trying to isolate two different components, the center conductor and the exterior shield. If you connect those two together, then you've essentially shorted it out. So you can't do that. It's like connecting hot to ground in an RF world. You can't do stuff like that. So you have to make sure it's safe and protected, and it won't, the dielectric spacing or the distance that it is apart is maintained. If it's not, then what's going to happen is the coax will fail. Hey, copy that. I actually spoke to a fellow the other day who said he still works at CommScope. So yeah, CommScope is a good company for sure. They did technically just get bought out by Amphenol, or at least that division. So now the hardline, the Andrew cable, is back with the Andrew name and is owned by Amphenol now, as far as I'm aware. I have to find a pair of dikes. So there's some cutters right here. A lot of guys get confused when I say that, but that's what the name of this tool right here is. So don't get super confused at me. Think I'm being rude or something. That's literally what these are called. So this is a helical pattern, so it's basically a spiral helix. So instead of just being a corrugation, it actually goes in a upward spiral. So what happens is the way it threads on, you have to maintain that spacing like it's a pair of threads, like it's a bolt. So I'm poking my big head in the way real quick to block you guys, because I have to get over here and see if the beginning part of my bolt, my bolt right here is going to tighten up my threads, because this right here has got to go on, and this guy right here has got to go on. That's really cool. Thanks for letting me know, Jamie. That's really I mean, I don't know. That's I love hearing about the history of this wire and things like that, and the company that made it and stuff like that. That's awesome. Turn my neck to the right, it muffles my microphone, makes it hard to hear, just so I know. Thanks, Hosea. So to the right, that is, I'll show you why. I have two of these headsets right here. And to the left, I got Smart. Oh no. Just dropped it on the ground, let me grab it. To the left, I have what's called a pop filter. So it's just a fuzzy, and I can touch it close to my neck and it doesn't mess up. It's got two little clips on the inside edge of it, and unfortunately, I broke one of them in Joliet, Illinois. So when it touches my neck, it makes that, it muffles out. So just to help you out, and thanks for the information, I'm going to take this little magnet right here, throw it inside my shirt, right up here, and clip it right there. Thanks for the feedback, and it's going to be a little bit, you never a coring tool? Yeah, I have those. Let me show you real quick. So guys that work with this stuff get confused because they don't see me using some tools. This page is specifically for novices and people who don't understand this stuff. But for the guys that do, yes, I have the tool to do this job. So I could put this on a drill and I could do it here, there, or there. But you're talking like $400 connector, $280 connector, and like a $240 connector right there, all for a $20 end. It's not worth it. So me to do it to a customer and tell them they have to buy this very expensive tool, I just do it by hand because these are tutorial videos for you guys to learn from. Yes, this is 1/2 inch flex right here is what this is. So I specifically do it by hand for these guys. Yeah, sure, I could make it about a 5-second video, or, well, not really, a 5-minute video, and go ahead and use the tool and let you guys know that I can use a drill, and that's it. That would be the end of the video. So this is a much better way for the guys that don't have those expensive tools to learn how to build this stuff. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate the feedback, man. If you didn't comment, I would have never knew. I will probably go ahead and upgrade to the Rode microphone. This is the Ceramonic, sold at Best Buy. I think it's like 130 bucks or something like that. It's a good headset. It does good. It's got. I was able to do the 6-pack in his video, his tutorial video of showing you guys what a key down Suburban's like. So if I'm checking these cables, what I'll do, Notorious, is I actually use what's called a analyzer. So this is a single port VNA, and then what I can do on mine is I can sweep it right here. I can run a sweep through whatever frequency that I want to run on. So I can run 10 megahertz wide, I can go 30 megahertz plus, I can go all the way down, I can go all the way up to 1500 megahertz, so 1.5 gigahertz. I can also go into a deeper setting right here, which will tell me SWR, return loss, your impedance. It'll tell me my phase. It'll tell me my resistance, reactance, whether that's inductive or capacitive reactance. So I've got a lot of settings that I can play with. I've also got another one right here. This is another single port VNA. This one goes to about 600 megahertz right there. I've also got a VNA over there. It goes to 3 gigahertz. I unfortunately damaged my screen. But yeah, I'll run a full sweep on it and I'll be able to check every parameter of the cable, from impedance to reactance to reflection coefficient to pretty much anything. So I can actually do what's called a velocity factor cut, or I can do what's called a phase match. I get to make 72 connectors tomorrow. Woo woo! Yeah, fun. I do it all the time, man. I understand. I appreciate you hopping in here and checking out me making some connectors. It's fun, man. I enjoy it. I like the tutorial aspect. I like the telling you guys and letting you guys learn and understand. We can talk a little bit about RF theory. We can talk about skin effect. We can talk about several different things that determine why you have to do certain things to these wires. So it's just that part about it's enjoyable to me, for making sure guys understand and learn. Thank you, VA. Appreciate you for sharing the live. I do appreciate that for sure. Thank you, Pavlo, for following. I do appreciate that too. You guys are awesome. I do appreciate y'all. If you guys are enjoying what you guys are seeing, feel free to like the stream or like the live, and maybe you guys will see some more of it. And if you guys like it enough, feel free to follow me. I do these videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. This is kind of my thing. I've been doing it since 2020 or so. Thank you, Delo Designs. Thank you. VA, thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. All right. So, YouTube guys, can see your comments. I don't get to see when you guys follow for some reason, because subscribe to me, at least, that is. Thanks. Appreciate you, 111 Needle Bender. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I deal with people all over. I deal with broadcast guys. I deal with hobbyists. I deal with just HF guys that go really from one end of the spectrum to the other. I deal with RF engineers. I deal with whoever. It don't matter. I'm shipping some high voltage wire down to, yeah, I know, right? It's fun. I'm shipping some high voltage wires down to Australia next week. I think I got some 150 kV wire going down there. I got 15 kV, 25 kV, 40 kV, 100 kV, and 150 kV wire that I offer through my RF supply. And I offer even more custom ones. If you wanted it, you would just have to request it. I have a lot of suppliers that I deal with that have stuff like that. So these are actually a neat little tool you can get at O'Reilly's. It'll do 3mm settings and 3 standard settings, and it actually goes beyond that too. It's just a set of auto ratcheting box end wrenches. They're really cool. As long as the spring's strong in them, they do pretty good for like knick-knacky stuff. For heavy duty stuff, it's not really that special, but for small knickknacks, they're really neat. I enjoy them a lot. All right, so let's measure. My caliper is hiding from me. Hey, thanks for Norman. Appreciate you following, man. It's awesome. I hope you guys are enjoying this stuff, and I hope it's enjoyable to you guys, and maybe you guys find some value out of it. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, when it comes to RF theory, or when it comes to technical aspects, or when it comes to pricing, just feel free to check with me. I have a company. My company is D-Win's RF Supply. This is me. I have a website. I don't know if you guys both can see it, but it's dwinsrfsupply.com. My hands are shaky, so I got to hold it steady right there. But yeah, if you guys want anything, message me or just buy something off the website if you like it, if you find something you want. So I build these harnesses all the time, but I do all kinds of other stuff. I got tube sockets, I got RF tubes, I've got, I don't know, I got some HF amplifiers, I've got some tower sections, I've got some, like I said, high voltage line, I got some fancy high voltage connectors for high voltage applications. I got all kinds of stuff. It's just me. That's what I do. I'll be building some bird meters, these things over here. I'll be doing some of these next week. You guys will get to see that. It might turn into this Thursday if I can finish enough jobs today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try. I had a customer wanting to add something, and I don't remember which daggum customer it was. I think it was this customer right here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it for him. So you guys are going to see something pretty neat. I didn't show you guys on the other cable, but I do tend to do this on every cable, and it's just simple basics. If you guys put this on and you're like, oh yeah, I got a connector on my cable. Let me pull this back off for a second. I'm going to do, no, I didn't. I left it over here. It's good. This one comes with a heat shrink. I was going to pull it off for that. But once you get this on here, here's the scariest part. Try your best to take this connection right here and pull it off. Don't pull it left, don't pull it right. Try to pull it straight off. If you can pull it off, you didn't put it on good enough to begin with. So then, then you just need to go ahead and start over. It's okay. It's part of it. Thank you, JC. Appreciate you for following, man. I do appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. I hope you guys are, like I said, enjoying this stuff. Let's get a torch to this real quick. Oh, goodness. If you guys are liking this stuff, feel free to tap your screen. I do appreciate that too. I don't know what about TikTok it is, but something about people liking with a lot more likes, it tends to kind of help their algorithm. So I know it's not like Facebook where you can just click like once and it helps everything, but apparently TikTok wants people to keep tapping. So if you guys do appreciate what I'm doing, feel free to tap your screen if it don't bother you. If it does bother you, don't worry about it. This has got glue lined. This is glue lined heat shrink right here. This is just an exterior protection on this cable. So like I said, this is what was I saying? This is just an extra layer of protection on top of the cable right here. So all we're doing is just making sure it's evenly heat shrunk all the way down. This customer went ahead and asked for something. He's going to actually add several connectors on this. So we'll just make this a connector day, and I'll do some more connectors for you guys so you guys can see how this works. I have to do a quick measurement, so hopefully you guys don't get too mad at me for a measurement. But I'm just going to measure this cable down. I'm going to show you guys something neat though, and maybe you guys might find some value in it. So let's zoom out real quick back on this cable now that I got that end on, and let's do something interesting. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it might be interesting, might not. Zoom out right there. So on the side of every cable, especially with this larger cable like this, there's something that you'll see. See if I can get it around to a point where we can look at it. I'll find it in there somewhere. Has it been raining where you guys are at? Because it has not been giving us a break over here. It's raining again. So if you look right here, there is a meter measurement right here. So see how it says 47M? That is a physical measurement right here. I don't know if you guys can see. I didn't zoom out enough on Facebook, I don't think. Wait, zoom out. But yeah, there's a meter adjustment right here. So I'm going to use that meter adjustment to my advantage. So I need to measure off around 9 foot. So meters to feet, the conversion is 3.2808. So we go 9 foot, 9 foot divided by 3.2808. That's 2.74 meters. So 0.74 meters, we just figure out 0.74 times 3.2808 equals 2.42 feet, right? So we figure that up, we times that by 12, we get 29.13 feet. So 29.13 is what we have to measure off. So we're going to go ahead and measure from our first meter adjustment and see if it's what we need. So I'll turn this thing over here. Let's turn this one over here real quick. So I'm telling you guys about some math. Hopefully the math is, like I said, useful to you. If it's not, then we'll be on the cool stuff in a minute, maybe. So we'll measure this booger off to our first meter adjustment, and that is going to be 40 inches. So 40 inches to our first meter adjustment. If you wanted to figure out what a meter is, we take our 12 times 3.2. That is 39.36 inches. So this right here is directly at 1 meter adjustment. So there's no benefit in me trying to measure this off. I just go ahead and run this up. So we want 2.75 meters. So we have 1 meter to our first adjustment right here. And basically 0.7 inches, 1 meter and 0.7. So I'm going to go to the first meter, and we'll jump up to the next meter. We'll just follow the cable along to our next meter adjustment. That's 2 meters, so that means we're at 6.3 something feet. And then from there is where I need to measure 0.75 equals times 0.75. That's 29.52 inches. So basically we already have 0.7. So basically 29 inches is what we need to measure off from right here. So we'll take our measurement real quick. throw this booger up on my leg. Thank you, AKC Micro. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, Jujot. I don't know what Briar Heel is, but I do appreciate you hopping in here and checking out what we're doing. Like I said, we're measuring this off. I got to measure it off to 29 inches. I'm pretty close, so let's go ahead and get it over the 29. It's going to be here. And that is right, pretty much where I need it to be. So what I'm going to do is take this pair of cutters right here and just chop that booger off right there. So now we're going to grab this end right here and let's get fancy real quick and zoom back in and we'll talk about connectors again. So zoom in, turn over, something like that. We got our measurement still over there. Something over there. Sorry, I'm trying to get Facebook and YouTube zoomed in too. It's not my fault. We're trying to get fancy over here. I think that's pretty well good. You guys can see we're centered on both cameras. We should be fine. So I'm going to try to stay over here. If I don't do it good, then I will. Hey, thanks, Eve. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, thank you. This is, like I said, some broadcast cable or telecom cable, or really could be for hobbyist cable. It's an RF cable used to transfer RF from point A to point B. So if you've ever talked on a cell phone, if you've ever heard AM, FM, or if you've ever had a hobby radio or even a walkie-talkie, you've used some form of RF. So that's what we're doing, and this is what we're building. It's just a bigger form of that. Even in your cell phone, there's what's called a radio in your phone. And that radio specifically does do exactly that. It has an antenna, it receives, and it transmits. That's how it talks back and forth to the cell phone towers. This cable I sell for $3.50 a foot, so you can get it for 100 foot would be $350. The connectors are $20 a piece. If you choose to get me to do the labor aspect of it, it's $20 a piece. So it costs you $40 in labor, $40 in connectors, and $3.50 in the wire. It's pretty good. It's really nice wire. It's good at HF for up to about 7,000 average is what it's capable of handling. Oh gosh, I copied the raining every day in Florida. Jeez, man, it's not giving us a break over here. I'm in Georgia, so we're just, I don't know, we're not having very much fun over here. With the weather, at least. It's not super enjoyable. So, we're going to go ahead and cut this jacket back. Like I said, you guys get to see how this works. Let me see, are we focused pretty good? It's focused really good on this writing. I can't quite tell if it's focused on that. Should be all right. Now it's focused on my hat on TikTok. Sorry about that. So we have to cut this one. This specific connector calls for 28 millimeters to be cut back. Now, I have a degree of knowledge, but I know the conversion from meters to feet. I do not know the conversion from millimeters to inches. So, sorry, I won't be able to tell you that one. But 28, well, actually I can. 28 millimeters is 1.14 inches. 1.114 inches. I cheated. I have a little tool over there. It's a digital caliper. You can get it at Home Depot. Copy, perfect for the repeater, for sure. Yeah, if you guys want anything like that, like I said, you can purchase it directly off my website. There is an ordering thing on how to order. But also, if you just wanted to message me on this page or message me on my Facebook, I do sell it. I can sell it by the order and send you just like an invoice. I can build cable for 10 meter. I can build cable for 11 meter, 2 meter, 80 meter. Doesn't matter what it is. I can build cable for whatever. If you operate on a specific frequency, say if you're operating on like a 6 meter repeater or something like that, I can build something called velocity factor. And what that does is allows that coax to be invisible to your system at that specific frequency. Now, if it's an HF rig, that's a different story. You're going to have to deal with a tuner and just deal with it. But for specific frequency sets, for something that operates on one band, then I can easily build you what's called a velocity factor cut coax. So that cuts the coax in a place where the coax is invisible to the system. So what coax is supposed to be a feed line that transfers signal from point A to point B. It's not supposed to change or have any effect on the system at all. Whenever it does, it means you have something called common mode current. The way you eliminate common mode current is have what's called proper counterpoise, but you can only eliminate common mode current generally if you can find it. So if you have the proper test equipment, you can typically find it, but it is kind of difficult. It is a lot easier when you have a velocity factor cut coax, because the coax will not be part of the tuned antenna system, and you will see what's at the feed point every time. Rather than having to climb a tower over and over again, you would already know what's going on up there. So it's very cool. I like doing velocity factor cuts. Also can offer phase match setups for the commercial guys, if you guys wanted stuff like that. Hey Chris, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, man. Jesse, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I am an RF supply company. This is what I do. It's D-Win's RF supply. If you need anything RF related, then I'm your man. I sell coax, I sell tower, I sell high voltage wire, I sell all kinds of stuff. This is just a piece of what I do. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is take this right here. Like I said, it makes like a spiral helix pattern. So it has basically like the thread of a bolt. So what happens when you damage the threads on the very end, the bolts it'll cross thread or it won't line up. So what I have to do, since it's soft copper, is I just line that thread back up on the end so that I can thread this right down the end of that. 1/2-inch flex it's cool wire, it does good, but that's probably the biggest killer of most people that's building 1/2-inch flex. They'll build it and they'll flatten out their ends and they'll be like, man, I tried to put that connector together and it never would go together. And all that happens is you've basically distorted the threads. Let's measure that real quick, see if we hit our millimeters that we need. That is good, no problems with that. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw this O-ring on, but I'm going to throw some lubricant on the end of it. Can't repeat that, but thanks for following. Is this for WISP or LTE? It is for, actually, this specifically stuff is for apparently RF radio wire yeah. So it could be used for TV, it could be used for broadcast, it could be used for WISP, it could be used for LTE, it could be used for any of this stuff. I'm building a harness for a customer. This customer, like I said, this cable is good for many megahertz. I mean, technically, the cable I just worked on a while ago is good for, I think, respect. All they did was re-sweep the cable and swept it at a higher frequency and recertified it for a higher frequency. But it's good for, like, I think, it's 1 or either 2 gigahertz is what, it might be 3 or 4. I can't remember what they respected as. I just remember the old specs. Let me take this off right here. Let's not do that. Get down here. Thank you very much. Off of that way. Thank you very much. Go away. So what I do commonly is just do this backwards. But yeah, this, like I said, is used in telecom and broadcast. I've built for, I've dealt with the telecom guys before. I've dealt with people in aircraft and everywhere else. So I can build for whoever, don't matter who it is. You got a requirement for a cable, I sell it, then I can build it for you however you want. So let's line this booger up. So this is a 7/16 DIN connector right here. Is what this is right here. So any other questions? Hey, thanks for sharing the live. Appreciate you. User 512-388-7272-72771. I got it right. So now you have to comment since I called you your full name. Thanks, Purple. Appreciate you for following me, man. I do appreciate that. So, like I said, we're working on some 7/16 DIN connectors. I'll try to keep up with you guys and try to answer all your questions. If you guys want to ask and I didn't see your question, please feel free to hop back in there and ask the question again. It does not hurt my feelings at all. I will answer it for anybody. So here comes the scary part. Once I get this thing nice and tight, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this cable, and I will just show you rather than talk about it. So you'll take the cable, and you're not going to go left, you're not going to go right, but you're going to go outward. So the goal is to try to pull that connector off. If you can pull it off, then you didn't install it properly to begin with. So this cable, these wrenches are 18, 19, and 20 millimeter, 23/32, 3/4, 25/32. This one right here is 15, 16, and 17, 19/32, 5/8, and 11/16. If you want to know the exact tool that it calls for this specific cable, it's going to be on this bulletin. It is bulletin 237556 revision F. It calls for a 19 millimeter and a 22 millimeter wrench. So if you wanted to know exactly what wrench to buy for this exact cable, that's what you do. I do not suggest that for most guys. I just recommend to get this and a smaller set of thumb wrenches, just because when you work on a lot of connectors or you're putting on different stuff, it's going to call for different things. So don't get too wrapped up in your purchasing to just do one type of connector. It really puts you in a bind. Now I have all the wrenches that I need to do every single one of these, and even I myself am not going to go grab all the wrenches that I need. It's just, it's not my thing. I'm not going to do that. Because one, it defeats the purpose of the live. The purpose of these live is so that you can get, look, I just installed that end with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what else? 5, that was it. No, 6 tools. So with these 6 tools, I did the job. Yes, sure, I could go get the automatic tool for the 1/2 inch. I can get the drill tool for the 1/2 inch flex. There's all kinds of stuff that I could do, but with these tools that you can buy at your normal hardware store, you can put this stuff together. So it's not impossible for you guys. Don't feel like it's like one of those situations where you just can't do this. Like I just showed you the amount of tools that you need to do the job. Now, if you guys still decide that this is too difficult, too hard, I am more than happy to do it for you, and I will charge you $20 per end to do so. Why is this still on? Is it like the perfect angle or something? Maybe it's just the light. My tool is on underneath the bench. Oh, that's why, because the battery's out. Whatever, let's just pull the battery out for now. I'll fiddle with that later. I ain't got time for it. So what I'm going to do now is something kind of fancy, but also just extremely predictable. But it is going to be different. So let me grab a different piece so I can show you guys something cool. So how about this? I got something cool. Now you guys are going to get kind of mad at me. So I'm going to do something real quick. So you guys hopefully don't get mad at me and are willing to check this out. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to show you guys, where's it at? Right here. Let me grab one of these. So I'm going to grab this hat right here. For you guys that hang around, I'm not going to say anything. I think it's going to be cool because I think it's neat. So I'm going to show you guys super non-discreetly. Look. There's a slogan. You see the slogan? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Maybe I'm zoomed in too close. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom, zoom, zoom. And let's zoom, zoom, zoom. Uh-oh, I didn't miss. Please don't let me miss my puzzle. Hopefully it didn't kick me out of my own live. There's a puzzle you got to pass on the lives, And if you don't pass the puzzle, oh, it killed it. Man, I didn't pass my puzzle.
The war in Ukraine is...
Whatever. Well, we'll try it again. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they won't. Whatever. I'm still going to do something cool for you guys. I don't care. Even though that my whole thing just got killed on TikTok. So, let's build some 1/2-inch hardline. Whatever. Maybe I'll get them back. Maybe I won't. So, I'm still going to do it anyway, though. So, if you guys want to look right here, let's go back over there. Where is this at? Click my stuff, back, right there. Man, that stinks. There's a puzzle I have to remember to do on TikTok. And that little butthole made me miss the puzzle. Appreciate you, Cooter, from coming back. Appreciate everybody else. I hope you, well, I don't know if you came back or not, but appreciate you for hopping in here. I'm going to show you guys something here in just a second. There is a slogan on the back of the shirt, and I'm going to do a hat giveaway. So anybody who wants a hat, stick around, and I'll tell you guys the rules a little bit later. Anybody on YouTube, if you guys are still sticking around, Facebook and stuff like that, like I said, if y'all are sticking around, I will do whoever can get, let me show you real quick. Let me get do I have another t-shirt, or is this the only one I got? Let me do whatever. TikTok is zoomed out. Facebook is zoomed out. Appreciate you guys for hopping back in. But yeah, you see this slogan right here? I don't know if you guys can see it. You can't read it. That sucks. Let me just do this. I'm going to go as far as this. I don't care. Don't hurt my feelings none. For because I want to do something. I think it's going to be pretty neat. All right, so I did not come up with this slogan. Don't feel like I'm cocky. We had a whole vote on this stuff. But you see this right here? You always win with D-Wins. Don't forget, you always win with D-Wins RF Supply. You can say you always win with D-Wins, or you always win with D-Wins RF Supply. I don't care which one you say. But I'm going to put this hat away. And at any point in time that I put the hat back in the live, the first one to comment wins the hat. So I think it'll be pretty fun. I did a giveaway last time, and I'd said basically anybody who knew the slogan already can get the hat. But I think it's a little bit more fair, especially for your new guys that are hopping. Auto modes, let me go back in here. I want this thing as slow as possible. Yeah, it's fine. So anybody that hops in here, like I said, that wants to win the hat, if you remember the slogan, it's you always win with D-Wins, or you always win with D-Wins RF Supply. I don't care. Either one will be fine with me. If I put the hat back out here, I will give you guys the hat if you, whoever types it in first. You cannot type it in now. So that's not what we're doing. Hey, 999 Connecticut. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a good day, man. Appreciate you. All right. So now YouTube is completely lost at what happened, and also probably Facebook is too. But what I messed up and did is I didn't do a puzzle on TikTok. So the puzzle is there to make sure that, like, people don't just randomly just go to sleep and do a live or something like that. They're physically interacting with the live. So unfortunately, me and this work that I do, I am right here. My work is back there. So what I'm doing, I can't really, I could move the camera and put you guys in a better spot, or put you guys in a different spot, but it would be much worse of a position. I'm trying to put you guys right over my shoulder where you guys can see what's going on. Thanks all you guys for coming back. I don't know if everybody's coming back or if it's just new guys, but I do appreciate you guys for hopping in here. I'm going to zoom in real quick so you guys can see what we're doing and working on. But like I said, when I put the hat back in the screen, if you guys would like to win the hat, then feel free. You can build a cable but can't pass puzzles. I know, right? So what it is, like I said, it's literally just one of those drag and drop puzzles. It's like a verification kind of thing. And them boogers, daggum, it'll hit me up right at about an hour in on the live, maybe an hour and a half on the live. And it doesn't tell me when it hits it, whenever it does oh, geez, that's a pain. It doesn't tell me whenever it's doing the, let me see this real quick. I just want to look at it and see. I need this right here. Does this go in here? I think this is where it's going to go. Should be correct. That is correct. Not right there, though. Let me get this piece. Sorry, I'm focusing on this for just 1 second. Doesn't this go down here? I think it should go right in this edge. That's where it goes. Cool. It's fine. But yeah, like about an hour in the live, there's a little drag and drop. So there's a puzzle piece. You got to drag it over to the middle and line it up. And if you don't drag that puzzle piece in within 5 minutes, it ends your live. It says, oh, your live has been cut off due to inactivity, which sucks because, like, I'm doing stuff, man. So I'm working. I can't sit there and I'm looking at you guys' comments because I'm cheating. I've got a computer screen over here. I pull up my own live and jump in it so I can talk to you guys. But like I said, anybody who wants to get a hat, if you like what this hat looks like, this is not the hat. Don't do it yet. But if you like the hat, I have a gray one. It's very similar to this. It's with a carbon fiber front and a gray white back. I will ship it to you for free if you remember the slogan I said earlier, and you are the first to type it in. I don't care who you are. If you text me your information, then I will ship it to you. But I'll do it pretty soon, so you guys don't have to wait too long though. But I want to make it fun though. I don't want to make everybody like the first guys saw it and nobody else saw it, so they can't do it. The slogan is you always win with D-Wins, or you always win with D-Wins RF Supply. I don't care which one you type in, as long as you get those words right. That's all that matters. And I'll give you a hat. I might do two if you guys stick around for long enough, because there's enough people in. I mean, we got a bunch of people in Facebook and, in YouTube and TikTok. So I've got to measure this real quick. So this is a special connector. I'm doing a female on this side, and I did a male on the other side. So what this stuff is 7/16 DIN connector. So let's open it up, look at it real quick, and let's do it. Since you guys are, there you go. Hey, Gary. Gary, send me your stuff on this right here. Just send me a message with your address, and I will ship you the hat. I don't need any payment. I don't need any money. I just need an address. So I'll ship it to you, and you can have a D-Win hat. We shipped the last one I shipped was to Papa Smurf in the sand pile, and then I shipped another one to Adam in Joliet, Illinois. So congratulations to Gary. Anybody else wants to say congrats to Gary, feel free to say it. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and checking it out. So, all right, so I'll be on the lookout for you, Gary. Definitely feel free to send me a message whenever. This is 28 mil, same thing. Okay, cool. So we're gonna cut out 28 millimeters. This is, like I said, some 1/2 inch flex. It's commonly used in broadcast. I had a bunch of you guys in here seeing what was going on earlier. I do apologize to the guys that I missed. It just happens that way sometimes. But yeah. Appreciate you, Gary. And thanks for hanging out as long as you have, Hosea. I hope you enjoy it for sure, man. If you feel like it, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube. I don't have as many subscribers on YouTube as I do on TikTok and Facebook. But yeah, hope you're enjoying it. This coax, like I said, is used commonly in broadcast, telecom. It's used, so basically the same thing. Your cell phone towers, the reason they work is because of this coax cable right here. Your AM/FM stations, whenever you hear them, it's not really because of this cable right here. It's typically because of this cable right here, or this cable right here, your AM/FM stuff. So there's SatLink connections that have this kind of cable, or sometimes it has waveguide, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I can do either one. I mean, I've got some, this is some RG400 right here. I do all of it. It don't matter. But yeah, I like doing these tutorial videos for guys to be able to see how to make these ends and stuff like that. If you guys would like me to zoom in a little closer, I will. I'm happy to do so. All right, this is some 1/2" flex right here. Hello, Manuel. Hello, Curtis. Hello, Kamal. Hello, Scott. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Pete. Toolman. Everybody else. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. Geoff and Josh. Hope you guys are doing too. Jeff, maybe? Geoff. I'm not sure if I'm... Sorry if I butchered your name. If it's Jeff, I apologize. K6ZFY. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Like I said, we're working on some 1/2" flex. This is what I'm doing right here. I've got to get this where it doesn't get damaged whenever I start threading it on. This is coax cable. Like I said, it's used in broadcast telecom. It's used in HF. It's used in really anything to do with communications. You'll see it in a lot of applications. All right, so a bunch of you guys over there in YouTube land, if you guys got questions, I thank you, Hosea, for hopping in there and commenting for sure. But if anybody else on YouTube has any questions, y'all feel free to ask. I know there's 75 of you just sitting there. Kind of throws me off. Like TikTok, man, you guys sometimes will get super talkative and talk and say all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you guys are quiet. Not too often, but sometimes. And then Facebook, I'll have like 4 people in Facebook, and them guys will daggum be commenting the whole daggum time. And they're cool as crap. I ain't got no problems. And you guys are cool too, even though you're not talking. But it's just a weird dynamic. I do appreciate you guys, regardless of whether you say anything or just hang out. But sometimes I feel weird. I feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes. You guys got questions, you feel free to ask. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all to answer. If anything, it gives me something else to not ramble about. This needs to be cut back about 7mm for this specific one. Hey, Hasai, thanks for subscribing, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it enough to think enough of me to subscribe. I wish it could tell me. I guess it does tell me when people subscribe on YouTube. That's pretty cool. I know on TikTok it was telling me earlier, so thank you guys too. Hey, thanks. Appreciate you, 174 TGV. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, KW. I think it's KW19621. Appreciate you for following. All right, so I'm going to cut this back real quick. We got to go ahead and get the center conductor exposed. So what I'm doing is a female connector on one end and a male connector on the other. And this is going to be a connector for RF mitigation. So this will allow this customer to take any sort of RF that's going to travel on the exterior of the cable at a specific point. Let me turn this up right here. It's only for monobanded setups, so it's going to be, I can do it for any frequency you want. You just have to tell me the frequency. Typically for guys who are monobanded, for like one harness per cable, I can do what's called a velocity factor cut, and then also I can go a step further and go into RF mitigation for you too. Typically, a lot of guys will like to use like a wide banded application, something like a ferrite balun that works like a choke, which is because a ferrite's not really a balun, it's just an RF choke. They'll try to use an actual 4-to-1 balun or something like that for impedance matching, things like that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. But for RF mitigation, there is definitely some pretty cool solutions you can use out there. So I'm just deburring the end of this so it's not so sharp. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut this jacket back just a smidge. All I'm doing is this dielectric right here. It's in my way. So I've got to pull it off. Thank you, Hitachi. I'm not sure if I'm saying your thing right. Paul N4DME, thank you. I don't know if you're tagging him or saying that's you, but I appreciate it regardless. Gary, like I said, feel free to send me a message on TikTok. I don't know how I can check and see if you've already sent me one, but please send me a message and send me your address if you want the hat. You just won it earlier, so it is yours. This hat right here, I just did a giveaway earlier. If somebody, I don't know, I think it's kind of fun to do. Let me see if he has messaged me yet. Let me go here, inbox. I think you have to leave the live, so no big deal, Gary. But yeah, if you, like I said, feel free to message me. Like I said, it is yours. I'm not, I already sent one, but like I said, Papa Smurf the other day, he hopped in on a live, not the other day, but literally Monday, he got on the live. And I figured it might be nice to start giving away some stuff just because you guys are cool and give you guys, I don't know, a little gift back just as a thank you for checking out the live and maybe liking some merch. I think the hats are cool too. I enjoy them myself. So I'm going to do something a little bit different on this. It's calling for me to go for a certain length, but I'm going to ignore that and do something a little different. So all I got to do in order to make this thing work out for what I want to do is just take and cut the center conductor back. So I'm not that worried about that. But I am not going to let that stay uncompressed. I'm going to compress that a bit more. And also I'm going to build a flange around the end of this because the way this is designed, it's not got the upper flange like the newer series that Cable does. So I'm building a flange just because I can. And I'm going to take all my extra off. This is absolutely unnecessary for this type of cable, but it's just something for me to do a little bit extra while I'm in here and while I'm working. All right, so now what I got to do is go all the way around everywhere this coax shield protrudes past this body. I've got to go ahead and cut it off. So I'll cut it and drop it over there, and then I'll just hammer it back down, look around the edge, and go ahead and cut another piece. So I want to create a flange, but I also do not want to, one, create any sort of high voltage nodes by having any sort of sharp edges that's going beyond the flange. So I want the flange to close up nice and smooth over that. Also, I'm going to go ahead and cut back the center conductor again. Or center dielectric, excuse me. It's not a center conductor. A lot of guys will get confused if I say stuff like that and don't correct myself. The dielectric is the insulated material in between your center conductor and your shield. It's not the same as your center conductor. It's different. It's the insulating material between it. It's what creates your power handling, that spacing. It's also something that determines velocity factor. All right, so we're working on some 1/2-inch flex. This is a type of coaxial cable, is what this is. Let me look at these instructions real quick and see. This is for male. This is all my male stuff. Where's my female one? I had one. Like I said, Gary, if he's still around, I'll look around and see if Gary coming, and maybe he will message me. I don't want to be the type of dude that doesn't follow through. So hopefully he messages me and we'll be able to give him some stuff. Nope, no statements there, no statements there. All right, well, I don't know. Maybe Gary hops in there and says something. We'll see. This is for 7/8. This is for, oh, I know what's that. It's in the box. Maybe. Nope. throw it away. Oh. This is revision G, and this one right here is going to be revision F. Is this for female and male? I don't know. Cool thing is, I have enough experience with this to be able to do this without paperwork. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a little tester tool. Doesn't matter what it is. I can use something like this. But what I've done is I've modified my caliper right here. Sorry, Cajun, I'm still a little scattered trying to get this stuff done. But like I said, this is a coaxial cable. It's used commonly in broadcast. This is what I'm currently working on right here. So we want to measure the depth of this connection right here. This is going to measure out to a depth of 23 mils right here. But then we're going to go ahead and take this off right here and measure out to the end of this flange. That's going to be about 13. So it's going to be around between 7 and 10 because there is a bit of an edge. So about 7 mil of insert should be just fine for this application. So it should bond and do what it needs to, or should connect and do what it needs to do. So that's all I needed to do, measure and make sure at least 7 mils is going to cut it. So just line that up. The back of the body stays still while the center will thread into place. I can use my little handy dandy ratcheting box wrenches. So they are open-ended wrench that's ratcheting. Hopefully that Gary dude figures out how to message me because I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'm kind of stressing about that. I should have just. You can't ask for somebody's address on like the live itself because that's bad to be doxing somebody's location or something. But at the same time, I want to make sure he gets the hat. All right. So like I said, you guys got questions. This is a 1/2 inch hardline. This is a coaxial cable right here. I'm just threading this booger on. Yeah, it's cool, man. Shoot. You got questions about RF? Like I said, feel free to message me, Hosea. This is literally what I do, especially on these lives. Questions like that about how to build a station, what frequency to talk on, what will get you out the furthest distance, what will get you the most amount of operators, like all those questions. Feel free to ask. That's literally why I'm here. I am absolutely here for any form of the RF world to get increased, especially by 2 members. That would be great. It's a dying community in its own way because not enough people understand much about RF. So I like to absolutely foster that if possible. So the goal is to do the scary part. So you take this connector right here and you try to pull it off. If you didn't install it properly, you'll be able to pull it off. All right, we did good. Now we're gonna go ahead and take that connection like that. It's a little bit out of the shot. I don't really like where you guys are on YouTube, so I'm gonna scoot you guys over just a smidge, bump you over there. So you guys got more frame, so you guys got the whole bench. TikTok doesn't quite have the whole bench, so I'll bump you guys over just a smidge more too, and see if you guys get a little bit more over there. So I think it's gonna be far. Yeah, it's far enough. I guess the whole bench in the frame. Now ignore the mess. We've been putting the ends on like crazy, so feel free to not get mad at me for that. So this is a glue line heat shrink. It can be used on these wires. It's not necessary. They already have their own O-ring seal. But for whatever reason, Andrew decides that they want to include them for these, but they will not include them for like your 7/8 hard line, your 1/2 inch hard line, or your 5/8 hard line. So it's not a necessary piece. It's just something they choose and feel free to include as just an auxiliary protectant. All it does is just take and lets the exterior of this heat shrink just drip the water or any sort of weather down and away from the connector itself, even though it has the O-ring seals that it needs to keep it protected. Or one of them's an O-ring, the other one's like a rubber bushing kind of setup. But maybe because of the helix pattern, the spiral helix, maybe that's why they kind of take that extra layer of precaution just so it don't spin around. I'll actually sweep the whole coax is what I'll do, grizz. Grizz, is that Gwiz? So what I do is I have a tool that I can actually use. I'll hook a dummy load up on it with a known impedance, and then I will match that known impedance and see if there's any inductive or capacitive reactance that comes in line. I have an analyzer that'll go up to 1.5 gigahertz, so I can sweep it across the full spectrum if I wanted to. This is, let me show you guys real quick. Yeah, my meter just glitched up a while ago, so I just popped this battery out. The battery got loose in the housing. So I'll take this off right here, like this. I can run a Smith chart on it. I can run a full SWR chart, or I can run a full sweep. I can check SWR, return loss, impedance, phase angle. I can check resistance. I can check reactance. I can check whether that reactance is inductive or capacitive. But yeah, that's how it sets up, and I'll connect it in right here. I'm not going to be using this specific adapter, but that's just an example of what I would be doing and how I would sweep it. So it's not completely put together, but that's how I do it. I have a 1.5 gigahertz analyzer, a 600 megahertz analyzer, and I have a full 3 gigahertz VNA. We're on TikTok, so I guess I'll show you guys the VNA. It looks kind of ugly, but there's the VNA right. My bench looks ugly, but there's the VNA right there. There's a transmitter tester that tests spectrum and tests waveform, so it's got an oscilloscope function and a spectral function right there. And then I've got another one of those over there. I've got another Bird right here. That's a spectrum analyzer by Bird. Some Bird test equipment up there, more Bird test equipment up there, and then more Bird equipment that I'm selling over there, and more over there. But yeah, that's back over here we go. I gotta see if I can find out where I'm at, because I can't see for crap. There we go. That's the bad thing about being on this this phone right here. I can't see a preview of where I'm at for the view. But that's what this harness looks like. I'm gonna take this connector. Oh, I didn't hit this thing with some heat shrink, so let's go ahead and do it real quick, because I got to do that anyway. Might as well. Hey, Towman followed earlier. Appreciate that. Sorry about not catching the daggum follow. If you guys are liking the video, feel free to like the stream. If you guys find any value in this, feel free to tap it. TikTok, I think, likes a lot more taps than Facebook and YouTube does. I don't really know why. I guess it thinks if you tap your screen more, it likes you like the video more. And if you like the stuff enough, then feel free to follow me if you find enough value in what I'm doing. These are tutorial videos. These are a way for you guys to follow and copy what I'm doing. Gee whiz, feel free to ask your question. I will try to answer the best way I know how. So. Hey Wesley, thanks for liking the stream. Appreciate you, man. Looking great, buddy. I know your stuff for sure. Use the double thick 3M heat shrink with a glue on it for all connectors just to make sure. Are those electrolytic grease packs? Yeah, these silicone grease is what these are specifically, but they're basically the same as the dielectric grease. So it wouldn't be electrolytic grease, it would be dielectric grease. That's specifically what you'd want to use. A 3M connector is good to use. A 3M glue line heat shrink is good to use over connectors like this. That's fine. It is some degree of risk if you're using it over like just a regular UHF or PL259 connector like this. The reason being is there is no, you get a lot of cockiness there because there's no internal seal on these. So it would be better if something ever hit that, it would maybe drain out the bottom. Maybe there would be a better way to seal UHF connectors, but they're not my favorite connector for an exterior seal, at least the Amphenol style connectors like this. If you have like a broadcast style that's got a UHF on the end of it, it will have O-ring seals, and I do like them better. And yes, I'm fine with putting some heat shrink on those. Heat shrink on this, I have mixed feelings because the way the threads are on this. But what I would like to do, which you can't do on 213 and a lot of other coaxes, is solder these holes. That way you can try to make this into a seal connector if possible. vertical multi-HF band, OPEC, ground plane antenna with one. When you run FT8 in 20 meter at 35 watt. Yeah, it's making you split your question up into multiple comments. I'll keep reading. Just post your the rest of it, and I'll read it. So, see what we're doing right here. We're just connecting this together. This is for RF mitigation. This is only for a mono-banded setup. So if you guys run a multi-banded setup, this wouldn't be ideal for you. But for this application, it works out really good for them. So I'll lift this up real quick. Well, actually, I'll pull you guys down. Might as well. Who gives a crap? So you guys can see what I'm doing. Well, I think YouTube and Facebook could see just fine. So let's just bump them up a little bit. But TikTok couldn't. Let's go over here. Bump that over. So hey, thanks for following, Michael. Appreciate you, man. So what I'll do right here is I'll take this exterior body right here and just hold it the best I can by my hand and tighten that on there. That's all that needs to be done. Nothing super fancy, but just enough where you can't get it off by hand. So that connection will stay there and will actually be operated as a RF ground for the customer. So I've got to build more stuff for this individual. Gee whiz, if you want to type the rest of your comment, I will try to answer it real quick. I'm going to throw this booger up on the bench. Next thing I'm going to be building next week is going to be this bird setup. I hope I remember that dude's name. If he comments, then I'll give him his hat. He won the hat just a little bit earlier. But let's zoom out, let you guys see what's going on. Let's go up here and let's zoom out and let you guys see what's going on. Alright, so this is not finished, but I've got more stuff to do. I've got to build some split feeds. I do what's called a connector-based split feed. If you guys haven't seen it before, it's something that's mostly proprietary to me. There's definitely some degree of professional broadcast that's been used in before. It's called something else in broadcasts, but it's not what I do something a little bit different. But this is a 7/8 CIA split feed. I'll be building some 7/16 DIN split feeds on these for your hard-mounted connections, rather than cutting your coax and exposing your shield and exposing your hot and having to worry about weather getting in. I do connector-based split feeds, so you don't have to do that. So it works out really good. Very happy with that. So that one cable is ready to ship. I think what do I need to do for that gentleman? Let me think. Oh, I've got to do this. Let's go ahead and do it real quick since I'm here. Did I order it? I don't even know if I own these right now. Maybe I didn't order it. I kind of messed up on this order. Not like super bad or anything like that, but I need to do something. So I'm going to build some RG58 while I'm answering G-Wiz's questions. Do you do antenna radio? Do you do it? So the reason you would choose an antenna radial is something called counterpoise. So if you have a vertical multi-HF band antenna and you have radials on it, then that operates as counterpoise. That counterpoise is determined by frequency. So if you don't have counterpoise on the antenna, it has to reference ground somehow. It has to reference the other half of the antenna. So a dipole, the way it works, I don't have a piece of paper outside to draw this up, but let's just show you like this. We have two equal length antennas. Doesn't matter what they are, doesn't matter the situation. Let's zoom in real quick. Zoom. And let's change the view down here so you guys can see. So move you down and zoom you in real quick so I can explain antenna design and antenna theory. Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely. That's what I built. So a dipole is basically two antennas like this. So we have two antennas that are exactly the same length, exactly the same setup, and I'm going to put these together. So I'll have the hot. This will be split together. So one half, my center conductor will go here, and my shield will go here. The way this works is it actually uses, basically, it travels back and forth across that radial, the way it's set up. It's a single driven element. If you make a Yagi, then all you're going to do is you're going to take multiple of those elements and you're going to run them forward in front. So I'll have 2 more of these. Kind of like, let me just clear off my bench. You guys can see most of my bench on both cameras. That should be fine. So Yagi is going to be like this. This is going to be the only split element. These elements are going to be tied together directly to ground. Then you're going to add another element back here, and this will be the reflector element. This will be longer. These will be shorter. It'll push the signal one direction. So we change the configuration. We put one antenna up here, and we'll say we go up to a half-wave style antenna. So instead of 2 quarter waves, or excuse me, go to a, well, half-wave would be, go up the half-wave style, and I'm going to increase the radiator. There's a couple of reasons you'll do that. But let's just say you make it longer like that. Ideally, you want radials below the antenna. What they're going to do is provide reference for that same setup. You have an antenna here, which is the driven element. You still have to have counterpoise below. So without counterpoise on an antenna, no matter what it is, then you're missing half the antenna design. So if it's a multi-HF band, you would definitely have to try to find a counterpoise that would be sufficient for each. I'd have to look into the design of the antenna. They may be trying to get you to use just a balun just to try to balance the feed point out and just deal with the loss in the situation. But according to antenna design, you need a counterpoise for an antenna to work properly, because otherwise you only have half the antenna. So I don't know that specific antenna. I would have to look into the design of it to tell you. But that's basic antenna theory for you to kind of follow along with maybe. Hopefully it helps. I do apologize for copy the feeds locking up. If it's using a mag mount for the ground plane, you do not need ground radials. If it's on a mag mount, then you will not need that. So the vehicle itself is the counterpoise. So it's in your case, you're going to need a cross section that's got different levels of cross section based off of the frequency that you're using. So if you're using like 2 meter, you're only going to need like a 19-inch cross section or something like that. If you're using something like 80 meter, you're going to need significantly more cross section than that. You're talking about like whatever the heck a quarter of 80 meter is, 20 meters of cross section. But yes, no, you do not need ground radials if you already have it mounted on a mag mount to the vehicle itself. So don't get too wrapped up in stuff like that. So I have some BNC connectors that's made for this real quick. So let me see if I can find them. If I cannot find them, I'm going to go ahead and put some other things on, because this is the last completion for this other order real quick. So maybe you guys enjoy it, maybe you guys don't. I don't know. I got to do it regardless of whether you like it or not. So let me find my parts. I am a big time pack rat. Like, I got connectors everywhere. That's some UHF right there, or really SO239, UHF female. Here's some, I don't know what that is. There's some oddball stuff. I don't know why I even collected this, but I got it anyway. What is this one? I think it pulls forward. Hey, thank you, Shane. Appreciate you liking the stream. Appreciate you for sure. I don't know how to pull that thing apart. I'll deal with that later. So there's a specific piece that I'm looking for. I've got to get my bins organized real quick. That's my mini UHF. That won't help me none. I need BNC. So if I don't see it pretty quickly, I'm just going to build an adapter, because this customer's been waiting long enough and they need to be done. So I don't see it. So we're just going to do this. I need a male. What do I need a male? I need this one. I wonder if I got 2 of these. If I don't have 2 of these, it ain't going to help me none. I need that one right there. I swear I done ordered this like 3 times though. That's what pisses me off. You order something and you need it again, and you order it again and you need it again. I feel like I got a whole daggum pile of BNCs just sitting somewhere in a baggie. whatever. I don't know. So I need to have 2 of those, so I don't see a second one. So I might have to just rush an order of some stuff because I don't see it. Need one more adapter, guys. So I got, this is my BNC drawer. So I got BNC to N-type, BNC to UHF female, BNC to N-type male, BNC to UHF male. But I need BNC male right here to UHF female. And I've got them right here. Cool. I know where they're at. There's one right over here. All right, so I got what I need. So for now, what I'm gonna do, since I don't have my BNCs that I need, I would normally just wire this to BNC and be done with it, but I'm out right now and it is what it is. I'll just deal with it. So I'm gonna do some UHF connectors and adapt it down to what I'm gonna be putting it on there. I know, right? Bird slugs, a bunch of them, yeah, for sure. Well, I got a bunch of bird slugs over here. So I've got a 500 watt slug, I've got a 50 watt slug, I've got 25 watt slug, 100 watt slug, 10 watt slug, another 50 watt slug, another 25 watt slug. I got several other slugs and other frequencies too. And I don't know what else. I think I sold a bunch of other ones. I got another 50 watt, another 5 watt, and then I think I got some more some other places too. I'm not sure where they're all at right now. I think I might have sold all my 2500s too. The 2500 might be gone. I've got 25 watt, a 50 watt, and then I might have some more somewhere else. I'm not sure. I got a bunch of bird stuff. Bird, I've got a collection. So let's get to work on this real quick. Got to show you guys what this is doing. Hey, if you guys are liking the video on TikTok, feel free to tap your screen. The more you tap your screen, I guess the more the TikTok likes the video. I don't know why you have to tap your screen and Facebook and only has to push it one time, but that's just TikTok. That's just how they do their algorithm. So if you feel like it, definitely click it for me. Awesome. Don't use anything but N connectors and DIN connectors for that reason you pointed out. Doing great work. Thank you, Wesley. Appreciate you, man. Definitely, yeah, it's my opinion for sure. I like it. This is actually going to a bird meter setup. This customer's got a custom 100 UA bird meter setup, and this is what they're doing on theirs. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you clicking like. Do appreciate that. Whoever's doing it. It is definitely, it helps me out with my stuff. And like I said, for some reason, it doesn't matter if every single person in the stream likes the stream. If somebody just doesn't tap the screen, then it's like, I don't know, you can have 2,000 plus likes with 4 people on the live, and you'll have 300 and something likes with 40 or 100 people on the live, and it doesn't care. It just wants all the likes. I don't know. I hate to ask for stuff like that, but I do appreciate it because I like to show people this stuff, and I just want to get more people in the hobby. This is, if anything, if I can extend the reach of these videos, that's probably the most important thing to me. A lot of guys be trying to send gifts and stuff like that. Please don't. Like that's not what makes me happy. What makes me happy is if you share the live and you like the live, and if you like the videos enough, if you follow me. Those things is what makes it interesting to me and fun to me. I don't need money. I want to, I don't know, benefit. If I can help it, I want to benefit the hobby. Not sure I make money on building all this stuff for people, but I'd be doing this stuff anyway. I don't have to do this on a live video. I do this stuff. I did this stuff for years off camera. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you, man. That's appreciated for sure. Hey, 178. Appreciate you, man. We're working on some RG58 right here, and we're actually wiring up an adapter to go over to a bird meter setup. Right here is what we're doing. So if you look on this end right here, this is the bird DC connector that you see on the bird connectors right here. I do have. This is a bird line section right here. It takes a bird slug. This is for RF stuff, measuring RF power. This stuff is used in broadcast. It's not really used in telecom too much. They use other measurement tools, and it's commonly used in HF stuff or amateur radio stuff, and even some of the CB guys will use them too, for sure. So let's do this right here. Now I'm going to say something that's controversial, and you guys are going to get confused about it. Whenever I put these connectors together, I'm not going to be soldering the ends on these on this RG58. It is not something you do. Do not do it. You can do it with RG400, but don't be doing it with no RG58. It's the wrong cable, and it's too much heat. When you put a reducer on any cable, you're using it outside of its intended use. Hey Terry, even though it's capable of being used in a different application, it doesn't mean you use the cable the same way. So a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, you got to solder the holes because it won't bond to the shield. Yeah, well, it'll bond just fine. It literally grips off the reducer itself. If you put too much heat on this stuff, what's going to happen is this center conductor, with just this lighter, it's already rounding the edges of this insulator right here. So it will not withstand a torch or a lot of heat trying to bond that shield. Don't do it. It's just a bad idea. You're just going to have problems later on. You're going to say, oh, D-Wayne, you showed me how to do that. No, I showed you how to do that on RG400. I did not show you how to do that on RG58. It is not the way to do this cable. I'm going to see if I can cheat and hook this up and run this on here. It is just a smidge. Is it? Nope. It'll fit. That'll work. Now, like I said, I wish I had my BNC because I could show you how to do all that stuff and blah, 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 but I got to get this coax out to this customer. Really, this is sample line. This is not even coax. So it has to handle 30 microamperes of a signal. Hey, thanks for sharing the live. Appreciate you, KW19621. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but 19,621 maybe? So body, it's going to be able to grab and do what it needs to do and hold on. So on this one, I want to try to get it to hold a little bit more still. Let me check and see if it spins. It's holding nice and... No, I'm going to go, see, the way I test this is I'm going to grab this and spin it, and if that shield spins and doesn't grab, it didn't bond and grab inside this connection. And bond, I mean by crimp onto that connection. So what I'm going to do is be a little bit more aggressive because it doesn't take me very long to do this, especially with me not soldering the center conductor. So I'm going to be a little bit more picky just because this is my reputation behind this. So I don't want to put something together that's not going to work properly. So what I'm going to do is cheat a little bit. Not really cheat. I'm just going to run this connector up like this. I'm going to cut this jacket back right here just a smidge. Just like that. It's going to mean I'm going to have to pull out some tail of this cable, but I don't care. It don't hurt my feelings, like I said. It's more important to me that this cable gets done properly and bonds the way it's supposed to. So what I do is take this and pull the shield even further back. You see how much more of the shield I'm going to expose. It's going to be way more than what I need, but I'm not asking for this thing to work. I'm making it work. So we're not asking for permission no more. So we need to cut this back just a smidge more because it's going to be too long. We already know that much. So now I need to measure it again, line that up. Should be about right. That'll be fine. So now let's do this. Try this one more time. Slide that on the body. And now I need this to bond and bite on this shield. Not really bond, it's like I said, it's just a threaded connection, so it threads in and locks onto this jacket. So I'm having to do something a little bit different because this has a low friction coefficient. I think I might have did it wrong a while ago, I don't know. I'm not sure. But when you're using a PVC jacketed wire, you're going to always want to move the reducer and not the actual UHF connector, the PL259 itself. You want the reducer to jam up into that connection and bond nice and good. Or not bond, but crimp or tighten up nice and good. So I'll run the test one more time. Now it's moving the cable with the connector. That's fine. This is not a super beefy connection. It's RG58. It's not my strongest or nor my favorite cable, but it's also a fairly cheap cable to get built. Doesn't cost a whole lot of money. I actually don't even sell RG58. I would do it for people who want some cheap sample line, but it won't cost you but like I think $20 more or something like that for some RG400. No double shield. Where's the roll gold if it's for testing? This right here is your RG400. This is what you're probably familiar with. This has got to carry 30 microamperes of signal, so that's what it is. It's not for testing as far as test equipment. This is for a sample line for a bird meter. So it needs to handle 30 microamperes of signal and transfer that signal from one end to a analog meter movement to show literally physical movement on this scale right here. That's all it's going to be doing. It's not super special. It's not rocket science. You could literally take 2 wires and do this also. Might not be quite as accurate, but definitely you could do so. Now, I will be a lot more particular if it was like a feed line or a connection or something like that. I wouldn't even use RG58 just simply because I dislike it that much. But for this application, it is perfectly fine. What you'll see me use on the other one, this triple bird meter setup I'm going to be building over here, I'm not going to be building it today. I'll be building it later. But what you'll see me building on it is going to be, I got to find a rag. I got some rosin core I got to wipe off, and I'm not using the microfiber rags. They are the wrong rag for the job. Not really for this one because it's not hot enough to matter, but for if you're doing RG400, you'll melt that daggum microfiber plastic right into your connection. There you go. Set up like that. And then what we're going to do is screw in an adapter right here. This adapter is going to go in right there. This customer is getting a fancy adapter along with this just because, like I said, I don't have my BNCs in stock. This is going to go to this sample line right here, which goes to the side of a bird beater right here, which screws into this connection right here. So then they'll have, let's see if I can get this bigger lined up. Something like that. And then they'll have something like this. 10-watt slug. They'll put a 10-watt slug in here, and then it will measure. Power will flow here. This will pull us a sample of that power off and run it over to a meter to move this movement to tell you how much power is flowing one direction. That's what this is for. Do I make custom link cables? Yes, I can build custom link cables for anything. I can build, like I said, I build RG400s, the smaller cable I build normally. I just got through building some 7/8 hardline. I just got through building some 1/2-inch flex. And like I said, now I'm working on some RG58. Man. So it looks like if he messages me later, then that's great. But filtered request. Okay, cool. Where's it filtered? What is that? Oh, that's just scams, I guess. Yeah, I don't even know that. But yeah, if he messages me, this dude won this hat, but he never messaged me his address, so I don't know where to ship it now. All right, so I appreciate all you guys hanging out and checking out my video. I'll finish this end real quick. If you guys found value in this, like I said, feel free to like the stream, and then if you found enough value in it, feel free to follow me. I will be doing more of these videos. I do them on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I'm staying out here a little bit later today to try to go ahead and finish up this Hawaii order. This is the last of their order, and I can ship out their stuff. It was that 7/8 harness that I finished earlier. This is going to Hawaii, and they will be happy. So I'm happy to get it out for them. So I just want to get it out the door so I can move on to my next orders, which is cool. It's always nice to be able to ship to customers you've met before too, because we went to Lapa Hoi Hoi, the RF Supply, back in February. There's another one this February of this coming year. So if you guys want to go, I've got a group on Facebook that gives you explanations about all these events that's coming up. If it's for Hamfest coming up, or if it's for CB events coming up, that specific event is a CB event. I have an entire event page for each one. So if you guys get the hankering to go to an event, any RF related event, then feel free to message me or join those groups, and I will tell you where the next one is. I think the next Hamfest, I believe, is Huntsville Hamfest coming up next. The next CB event, I think, is going to be North Carolina, I believe, is where that event's going to be. I don't think I'm going to make Huntsville this year, though. I think I'm going to make Dayton, and I'm going to make maybe Hamcation in February. I think I'm going to try to make that one, too. So, I don't know. I'll try to make... Those are probably the Hamfest I'll make. But yeah, if anybody wants any cable from me, I guess I can answer that question. It's D-Win's... I gotta get over here. D-Win's RF Supply over here on dwinsrfsupply.com. I'm D-Win's RF Supply on Facebook. D-Win's RF Supply on... Oh yeah, Lawrenceville. I forgot about Lawrenceville. Thanks, appreciate that. I always forget about Lawrenceville. I sold some LDF6, some 1 1/4" at Lawrenceville one year. I don't never bring my cable there, so don't feel I'm going to bring some cable to Lawrenceville. But I do. I may try to make Lawrenceville too. When is Huntsville, though? I thought Huntsville was before Lawrenceville. I'm gonna have to go back to my daggum post. I got I don't think Huntsville's in yeah, no, let me go here. Right there. Let's go back. Let's go check out my pages, I guess. There's the amateur events. Huntsville is in August 16th and 17th. So yes, that will beat Lawrenceville. But okay, cool. Copy the Lawrenceville's the last one every year. Yeah, I will. If you can, I'll try to get a flyer of Lawrenceville if I can find one, so I can post it on my page. I got a. It's D-Win's Amateur Hamfest and Event Pictures. It's where I'll post all the Hamfest pictures and videos and stuff like that, and also it's where I'll share the flyers for all the Hamfest coming up for the following year. Of course, you can always go to the ARRL website, but I like to put it in a place where people can see it. If some people don't know that stuff, they don't have that information. They might not be a ham. They might be interested in getting their ticket. So it's just kind of something for me to do to try to, like I said, I'll help any RF hobby if I possibly can. A lot of the ham guys, they are amateurs. They dislike me promoting the CB stuff. I don't care if it's CB. I don't care if it's telecom. I don't care if it's broadcast. I don't care if it's GMRS, FRS, all of it. Aircraft, it don't matter. I support all of it, and it doesn't matter who you are. I will support you, because all that does is just help the community even more. If I can help it, I will help it the best way I possibly can. All right, so let's cut this right here. I am not an exclusionist in any way. I won't look at CBers and be like, oh, stupid CBers. And I won't be the ham guys. Oh, stupid ham guys. Or telecom guys. Oh, man, them guys don't know nothing. That's not my style. That's not how I do business. That's not how I will operate as an individual. I will do everything I can to bring every portion of the hobby together. If it has to do with RF, I like it. I enjoy it. It's just something it suits my fancy. I know, right? I try to speak on the things that I do know about. I try to speak on the things that I can help and benefit the hobby on. Of course, like I said, there's always going to be animosity between free band guys and just your amateurs in general. I got pirate radio guys that'll message me, and I'm not going to bother those guys. Technically, they're in a whole different country, man. Yeah, sure, there's a reason they do pirate radio, and there's a reason it's not policed as much as what it is over here in the United States. So I'm not going to bug those guys and say, hey, stop being a pirate radio. I'd like to learn, figure out their culture, figure out the reason why they're doing it. Maybe it's a perfectly reasonable reason. I don't know. Yeah, I had some guys out of the Netherlands message me a while back, wanting some Coax. All right, both of these are complete. This is for a bird meter setup, like I said earlier. Hey, thank you, Gary. So you sent your address. Appreciate you, Gary, man. So I'm gonna check my message real quick, Gary, and make sure I've got it real quick. Hey, Gary, cool. You sent it to the actual RF Supply business page. Thank you, Gary. I got it. All right, so whatever. TikTok did its puzzle thing again. I'm about sick of that crap. But it kicked me out of the live, but it'll be all right. So go back off of that. We're done, and we're all good. So, all right, cool. I'm done with TikTok today. Appreciate you, Wesley. Thank you, man. Definitely appreciate it. Terry, appreciate you. This stuff is done. I've got to ship out this Hawaii order. This will be finished. I've also got to ship out a order to South Georgia if possible, so I can get that one done. Plenty more to do. Any other questions, y'all feel free to ask. But I will see you guys later and catch you guys next time. I'm going to show you guys the fancy screen just because I want to and because I got it on here. Boo, boo, boo. I'm ending the stream. So, see y'all. If y'all guys want to know about the events, if you want to know about the Ham Fest, if you want to know about the next CB events coming up, if you want to know about anything to do with RF theory, feel free to message me and ask questions. This thing did zoom out and didn't zoom. I'm zoomed in. So feel free to message me, ask questions, anything you want to know. Feel free to let me message me here. If you want to make an order, you want to get any coax like that, message this page or go to dwinsrfsupply.com. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening, and I will see you guys Thursday. So, see y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I'm on the little screen right here. On the big screen, oh, what's up? Thanks, guys. The big camera, that is. All right, I'm out.